right? We often talk about Shador. We're often talking about Coach Prime, his coaching staff, the Robert Livingstons of the world, the Pat Shermers of the world. We're talking about the Sigmund Craigs of the world, the BJ Greens of the world, Bentley linebacker of the world, a whole host of great talented players, Shadozi. Of course, we often talk about the shallow Sanders of the world, but we focus a lot on the offensive talent of this team, but we need to focus on the defensive talent of the team. There go McKinley right there. There go Preston Hodge right here. DJ McKinney right here. Let me show him again. And then, of course, we got Craig. I think we need to be paying more attention to the defense, because I believe it's the defense that has really been carrying this team through some very, very tough ball games. Not to say that Travis Hunter and Shador, they're not doing their thing, and players like LaJohntay Wester are not doing their thing, or Jimmy Horn is not contributing. I think we need to pay more attention to this defense, because the coach, you best to believe this, everybody, that the coach for Cincinnati, Scott, he has their defense on his mind. He talked about it in a press conference. I'm going to play that press conference for you. He had some very flattering things to say about CU. How you doing, Isaiah? We got Warren, Maya, I see you in there. D.W. Wright. Shirley is in the house as always. I appreciate those that are coming in, but we got to tell the truth. This man right here, Scott, the coach of Cincinnati, had a lot of fine things to say about this team, but you best to believe he didn't say these. He didn't make these flattery remarks about the team because he's ready to just lay down. I think he made those remarks because he recognizes what his team has to go against in CU, what his team must prepare for, and he's recognizing what he needs to stop. And when I play you some of the clips from him, you'll understand. I want you to look beyond the flattery of what he's saying, but look at the strategy in what he's saying, because it lets you know exactly what they want to do. Coach Prime said that CU has to get off to a fast start in Folsom Stadium, okay? Well, same thing with Coach Scott for Cincinnati. He wants his team to get off to a good start. He is led by Sorsby. This is their quarterback, number 2. The guy can play some football. I've had a chance to look at a little bit of what he does, how he makes how he plays. Coach Prime had already warned us that this is a team led by Sorsby, their quarterback, who they're not flashy. They just play very balanced football, and they run the ball, they pass the ball, they don't make it look pretty. They grind it out, and this is what we're going to be faced against. This is what CU is going to be faced against, and Coach Prime recognizes what they do, how they go about their business, and I'm here to tell you tonight that we can't afford, one, to have any letdowns. We're playing at home. Okay, let's put that schedule back up here. We have a home record that we need to clean up a little bit more. We're 1-1 at home. I want us to be 2-1 at home. Matter of fact, I want us to not lose any games at home. Now, I want to put this up because even though the ESPN analysis is giving a lot of attention to CU being the team that will dominate this game, this is the kind of game that can lure you to sleep. So here's the matchup prediction. According to ESPN analysis, they have CU beating Cincinnati at a percentage point of 68.4%. Okay, they have Cincinnati Bearcats beating CU at a 31.6%. So basically, CU going into this game is the favorite team to win the game, not Cincinnati. But this is what I mean by this. These are the type of games that you're supposed to win, that you can go to sleep in. We don't need CU, the players, the coaching staff, which I don't think they're going to do this. I'm just saying for the facts of it all, that these are the kind of sneaky games that you go into. You're at home, the lights are flashing, the lights are looking good. And you say to yourself, everybody, we should be able to wipe the floor with this team just like we did Arizona. I'm telling you, this team is better than Arizona. They have the same record as we have. They're 3-1. They have the same similar overall. Let's go back into here. Let's just see what I'm talking about. So Cincinnati is 3-1 like us. They're 2-0 at home, everybody. They're 1-1 away, right? They have a similar record to us, 5-2, all right? Because, like Coach Prime said, they are a team that's gritty. They grind it out. They're balanced. They run. They pass. They do a little bit of everything, led by Sorsby. This is their quarterback. He has a lot of confidence. I've had a chance to listen to him talk. He's coming into this game with a lot of confidence. And I want you all to recognize that this is a young man that we need to put a lot of pressure on and get pressure to. Let me also tell you why we should get pressure on him. And we are capable of getting pressure on him because how many of you, by putting 7s in the chat room right now, and those that are listening, when you leave comments on this video, put those same 7s in the comment section of this video. How many of you know, and you're going to hear Coach Scott of Cincinnati say this as part of his motivation to his team to get up for this team. How many of you out there realize that Colorado is leading the Big 12 in sacks after having that 7 sacks, which was the most that weekend from a college team? They had 7 sacks against Arizona. That has now put them in at being the #1 defense in the Big 12 when it comes to sacks. They are probably right now. See, these are the things that we as those of us who believe in Coach Prime, believe in the players, believe in the coaching staff that he has assembled, that they always tell us it's a process, everybody. The naysayers, the haters out there will say everything to throw us off, but it is part of the process. This team is leading in categories in the Big 12, one of them being sacks, getting to the quarterback. I think what's really coming alive on this team is the defense. The defense is finding its footing. The defensive line is becoming more dominant. They're playing better each and every week, even in the games that they have lost. There's always something that you can find that's a bright spot about the defense or an individual on the defense, like a Sigmund Craig. There's always someone stepping up. We've got the young man, Colton Hood, who for the last 2 games, and I hope he continues the streak that he's on. But for the last, I'm going to put him up here. Let's get him up here. Here he is. For the last 2 games, this man has come up with interceptions, a pick. He had a big pick against Arizona. We forget that Coach Prime has brought over a lot of talent that we cannot sleep on. Remember, this young man played at Auburn. That's big-time SEC football. So he's already slowly, over the last 2 games, making plays, stepping up when necessary. Okay? This is very important. All hands will be on deck for this game. As Coach Prime, I'm going to play some video clips of Coach Prime talking about who's playing this upcoming Saturday. It's going to be another night game, another one of those 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock starts late at night in the shining lights of Folsom Stadium. This should be a game that they should win. I believe they should be able to dominate. They should put up points. We're looking at a football team in Colorado. Nobody would have given them credit for this year. A football team in Colorado that is capable of being a 6-2 team. If they win this game, ladies and gentlemen, it puts them in a trajectory that we've been looking for, which is a bowl game. We're going bowling. They win this game, it puts them in a trajectory for the bowl game. It puts them in a trajectory to move up in the rankings of the Big 12, and they'll have to be recognized as one of those teams that you're going to have to recognize, be reckoned with. This is going to sound weird what I'm going to say right now. Well, it doesn't sound weird because it should happen. Colorado CU may put themselves in a situation where instead of them being the hunter, they're being hunted, meaning other teams recognizing that, hey, this is a good team. And this is what I mean by Coach Scott. When he made these positive statements about the team, I think in reality, he's trying to hype his own team up to hunt after CU. CU in this game is not the hunter, they're the hunted, meaning this team is the underdog. Cincinnati is the underdog. I'm sure he wants to pump his players up by setting up here in these press conferences, praising CU, by trying to motivate his team to get up for this team. This should be a great game because it's not that Cincinnati is a pushover team. Last week, I made a mistake and thought that they had a really bad record when, in fact, it was Oklahoma State that I got them mixed up with. They've got a pretty decent record so far. They play a pretty balanced game of football. We need our defensive line to put pressure on this guy right here, Sorsby, their quarterback. Put pressure on them. They have a running back right here by the name of Corey, number 21. We want to definitely they've got some running backs that the coach, Scott, believes that they're just as good as any of the other running backs that CU has. He said this, that CU has matchup with, okay? So you've got Pryor, number 6, another running back for them. So you got Pryor. They'll probably interchange with both these running backs. Pryor, number 6, and number 21, this man right here, Corey. The coach of Cincinnati believes that they're just as good. These guys are just as good as the backs that CU has faced. And CU has been battle tested with going up against some pretty damn good running backs over the last few weeks that they've had to match up with. Here's another team that they're going to have to match up with. Now, Coach Scott was very concerned about the fact that CU likes to spread you out. And it makes me think that that's another concern that they have, that can they keep up with the pace of our receivers, our quarterback, everything that we throw at people. I don't think that they can. He's even admitted that, yeah, they're going to score on us, but we have a defense. Now, he said that they have a defense. Cincinnati has a defense that once they settle down and they can keep you in front. They can keep you in front of them, keeping you from not scoring, meaning when you get close to the goal line, that they can play some pretty good red zone defense, some pretty good goal line defense. So we're going to see how that all plays out as well, everybody. I appreciate everybody in the chat room coming over. We got Jerome Smith, who says it's time that the Bucky runs to kick off back. Does Sanders Jr. is the GOAT. Focus on his experience on offense, and Colorado University stands on business and get Deion Sanders Jr., the offensive line up. Pretty good stuff you said there. What's going on, Rakim? 777 to you, brother. Let me also make another announcement, because this coach for Cincinnati has been studying CU. How many of you in the chat room, by putting 7s in the chat room, know that Colorado is the #1 team in tackles for loss? Meaning Colorado's defense within the Big 12, that when they do actually tackle you and they are on their game, they cause teams to have more loss when they tackle you, meaning you give the ball to the running back, you get the ball to the quarterback, and now he's trying to make a play. He's scrambling, and he ends up losing more yards. So they lead for tackles per loss against their opponents. That's pretty damn good. That means that they're keeping these opponents from getting more yards than they necessarily need. After last week's game against Arizona, CU has moved into that area in the categories. They're number one team against tackles for loss, and they're ranked the number one team in the Big 12 with sacks that they get to you. So the defense right now seems to be leading our team in the right direction. And I'm going to tell you again, how many of you agree with me right now in the chat room that CU, in a formula that they need to use against this team, they need to push forth. They need to push forth. Starting fast, playing with energy, playing very fundamental and intelligent football. Cut out the penalties. Because like I said, this is the type of game that you can get sucked into and say, oh, we got it easy. And now you go out there and you don't do the things fundamentally that are necessary to win this football game. Let me put up some stats right here in comparison between quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, and what have you. So Sorsby, Cincinnati, is right now, he has 1,928 yards, 13 TDs, 4 interceptions. Deion Sanders, as you know, has 2,268 yards, 19 touchdowns on the year, 6 interceptions. I'm sure he wants to take some of those balls back. Corey, the running back for Cincinnati, has 598 yards, 2 TDs on the year. Isaiah Augustive has 41 carries for 180 yards and 2 TDs. Once again, CU has got to give their running backs more than just 12 carries, 14 carries. I want to see 20 to 25 carries. Okay, receiver. Their top receiver, Henderson, has 541 yards on the year, 4 TDs. And, of course, Travis Hunter, who will be back, according to Coach Prime, he will be back, has 51 receptions for 604 yards. I want to talk about their Cincinnati's receiver because, of course, Coach Prime said that he feels that Travis Hunter will be much healthier. He's looking a lot better. He's got less, discomfort in the shoulder issue than he had last week. And I had said in my post-game show last week that maybe Travis Hunter should have never played in last week's game just to rest him up. Well, with him having time to rest, Coach Prime is saying that looks like he's going to be ready to go. He will play with more conviction than he did last week when he was still pretty banged up. He'll be playing with more conviction, and we need him to because we need him to match up with the wide receiver, Henderson, who this guy has the ability to break away from defenders. As you see him, he's got a bunch of people chasing him right there. He has the ability to break away from defenders. He's very shifty. Let me give you some data on this man. Henderson was one of the few transfers into Cincinnati last season who lived up to the hype. He's had few inconsistent games. Listen to that. He's got few inconsistent games, and mostly due to inconsistency at quarterback position. So they're saying that the only reason why Henderson, who you see right there on their screen, the only reason why there were games where he didn't make an impact, it was not because he didn't have the skills, but because he didn't have the right quarterback. What they've got going for them right now is Sorsby, who they're counting on to make plays against us. We want to neutralize this man. We want to put pressure on them like we've been doing. I mean, I could see us sacking this guy a bunch of times. If they do exactly what they did against Arizona, and the defense, the ends are doing their job, they're running lanes, we're getting pressure, the secondary is covering these receivers, we could do a lot of damage. Okay? Now, check this out. Their receiver, Henderson, that I spoke about, which I would like to see primarily Travis Hunter, if he's up to the task and he's healthy enough to lock in on Henderson, because Henderson is a guy who loves to snag the ball out of the air, and when he gets the ball in his hand, he can be very, very dangerous, as you see right there, running away from the pack. So that's a guy that we need to be aware of. That's the go-to guy. Do what they did against the receiver for Arizona last week, and that is McMahon. Take him out of the game. Make him a non-factor where he doesn't get out there and run all over the damn place. But I feel that our defensive line that's coming into its own, that's making plays, that we can be unstoppable, everybody. I want to appreciate everybody listening to the program tonight. But right now, we should definitely be proud of the fact that this CU defense is really getting after quarterbacks and causing problems. Let you hear. Let's go into the studio here and let you hear real quick. I want you to hear what their coach had to say, and then we're going to go to Coach Prime about what he has to say about the team. And let's get right here. He's saying some really great things about CU, but he's saying it because he's concerned, and he's saying these things because he knows this is what his team needs to stop to keep CU from being successful. But I don't think they're going to be able to stop us at all. Let's go ahead and let you hear this right now.
The next week it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now here we are, going into game 8, going and playing a Colorado team that's the same record as us, and a lot riding on the line. I mean, we're both, sitting right there at the top of the conference with a lot at stake. This is a team that's had made great improvement from last year. I look at the team, and the offense gets a lot of accolades and talked about a lot as they should.
Here it comes. Here comes the part about the defense, and I agree. Our defense has really come alive. If you feel the same, everybody, as you hear him say this, put those 7s in the chat room to represent that.
Shador's playing at a very, very high level. Travis Hunter, extremely high level. And about 4 other receivers playing at a high level. I mean, they're incredible passing game. And they're hard to defend, they're hard to stop, and they're hard to slow down. And but I do think the defense is getting overlooked a little bit. I think their defense is playing really, really good this year. I think they've played a lot better, as the season has gone. They're a football team that's gotten better, is what you want. And so,
do you agree? Here's a coach that recognizes what he's up against. Do you agree that the defense has gotten better, and that the defense may be the one thing that's actually, believe it or not, because we lived through the struggles and the ups and downs of last season, but it looks like the defense is becoming a staple on this team. Now, if you got the defense playing at a high level and it's able now to match up with what the offense is capable of doing, that will make you that would make you unstoppable. If you could put it all together, let's hear them.
So, we look at the film, I think they're number 1 in sacks. They had a huge game last week against Arizona.
See? Number 1 in sacks.
I think they got 7 sacks last week.
Thank you, Terry.
They're number 1 in tackles for loss defensively. So they're
tackles for loss defensively, as I said before.
Very active. They play hard, which is a sign of a well-coached team. And they have some really good athletes. And, they've got it rolling there. And so obviously a tremendous challenge for us as we're going into their environment. This game was sold out in the summer. I think it's Parents' Weekend. It's a hot ticket. And, I think this is what we're all signed up for, to go to the Big 12, to be able to play for games like this and championship level games that it's going to be on, national TV.
So what you have there, as I get that out of there. So Coach Scott knows what he's up against. He knows he's up against some very talented wide receivers like LeJohntay Wester. Wester is the real deal. You can't sleep on him. Let's go again to Will Shepherd. He's going to have to face this. See, I think the coach is concerned as he's praising them because he has not gone up against a team. They have not faced a team in their schedule that possesses this sort of dominance at that receiver spot. Okay. Draylon Miller. I hope you all enjoyed that video I did about Draylon Miller and Amarion Miller. I hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you for watching that video if you did. It was a labor of love putting that video together because I believe it to be the truth. And, of course, there's other players that are the future on this team. Don't get me wrong on that at all. But let's hear Coach Prime, what he had to say about this program, at how he sees the program at CU getting better right now. Check this out.
Fruit of the work and the understanding of the expectation that we have for ourselves. Forget what others have of us, but what we have for ourselves. And, not that I'm looking back, but dropping the last one at home was tremendous. We could be in a much better place. But we control our own destiny, and we like that. So we're going to apply pressure not only to our own team, not only to the coaches, but we're going to apply pressure to the opposing teams because we want to win out. And we cannot do that without winning Saturday.
Coach, did you hear what Coach Prime is saying there? He recognizes the team is getting better. Let's continue.
How are you? Troy Finnegan, CU Sports Report. That's 3 straight road games now where you guys have played 3 of the most complete games since you've been here. Is there something about this group that likes going and playing in hostile environments?
Here he goes.
We like to be booed and they say it and hate it. That turns us on. It turns us on. It's kind of sexy, matter of fact. That's how I felt when I played. I love to be on the road and get booed and they say it and hate it on it.
Coach Prime says that this team, they have a good away record, 2-0 so far away record. But Coach Prime, let me make sure I got that right. Let's put up that main schedule. Here we go. So their away record, yeah, I was right. Their away record in the Big 12 is 2-0, right? Because we know that they lost that game to Nebraska, and that was not a conference game for them, although it was a rivalry game. And let's go back to Coach Prime.
I think we like being the underdogs, and we like being those type of people. Not that we don't look at the betting line or whatever. Underdogs meaning on the road, away from home.
Right.
But we like that.
We like that.
We really
like
do.
That. Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
So Coach Prime says, hey, we're built like that. We like being the underdog and what have you. Now, let's get Coach Prime's opinion of Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Coach Prime ain't playing here. He recognizes that this team is balanced. They do things the right way. They're not flashy. And but Coach Prime also mentioned that he feels that he wants he wants the football team to put pressure on people. He feels that once they get a lead, put pressure on. He wants to have that sort of persona as a football team, a team that will put pressure on you defensively, offensively, stress you out, take you to the max. But let's hear Coach Prime right here, right now, right here. Check this out.
How's it going, Coach?
Good, sir.
Good. Just curious, early thoughts on Cincinnati this week?
Cincinnati is great. Cincinnati, they're playing really good football. If you match up statistically, we're kind of right there with one another. Our defense may have the edge just a little bit, but offensively, they have a lot more balance with running and passing the football.
See, didn't I say that early on, that they are a balanced team? They don't do anything pretty or, fancy, but they just play basic, hard-nosed football. Coach Prime is co-signing what I'm saying here, what I was saying earlier.
I like what they're doing. They're not flashy. It's not a sexy thing, but they get the job done. And I love the way they attack. I love the way they get to the ball. I love what they're accomplishing this season. It's a tremendous task. We cannot make mistakes, and we cannot start off slow.
Boom. I want to stop right there. Coach Prime made his most fundamental statement right there. How many of you in the chat room, by either expressing your opinions or putting sevens, feel that Coach Prime is correct right here, that they need to start off fast, to the point, with confidence, not slow? Let's go in here and see what some of you say right here when it comes to this issue right here. So 5%, what's going on 5%? Play like Kansas, let me see, play like Kansas State. Interesting statement right there. Play like Kansas State. What's going on 5%? We've got a Wild Dog is in the house. What's going on, my good brother? Thank you for coming over. Thank you for coming over tonight. Wild Dog. Let's see. I want to see what you all think. Should they I mean, it's a no-brainer. They need to start fast, but what do they need to start fast on? I'm going to tell you right now. You guys tell me whether pass. I think they need to start this game and start fast with their running game. Establish that running game just like they did against Arizona. What will they do by doing that? They'll eat up time of possession. They'll eat up clock. They'll have more control of the football game. And this guy right here, Sorsby, will not be on the football field too many times to make plays, right? We won't have to worry about a guy like Henderson making plays that much, or a Corey at running back, right? Or their other running back, Pryor, number 6. We can neutralize them. Keep their defensive on the field. Keep guys on the field like Canteen. Canteen's one of their safeties. He's a pretty good safety, y'all. They've got 2 good safeties in Canteen, who you see right there. And they have another good safety, number 20, Miller. They have a good linebacker. Let's wear this linebacker out, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wear him out. They've got Thompson, number 22, linebacker. He's pretty good. I got to be honest. They have another linebacker by the name of Bartlett, number 7. Let's wear these dudes out with that running game, and then blend in that passing game, spread them out, run in between the tackles, run outside, get the ball in the hand of the running backs in the open field, wear them out. And I think we're more than capable of doing that. We have weapons. Do you agree? Everybody's got those 7s out there. I appreciate that. But do you agree that starting fast is a must? We got James Blackburn in the house. What's going on? Mods are in the house. We got what's going on, my good brother? Dwayne says they play the same Kansas State and Cincinnati. They play the same Kansas. So basically what you're saying is Colorado has already seen what Cincinnati does because they did it. They played against, thank you for saying this, they played against K-State, and you're saying that they run the same type of style of offense as, or same style as K-State. So CU will probably have an advantage in this game, since they'll probably say, hey, I'm pretty sure they're talking about this in their meetings and in their film study. They're probably saying, hey, this is the same shit that K-State was running against us. So now what we need to do is adjust to what we need to adjust to, the way K-State played us, the way this team may play us the same. So I think that's a very good point, that they're going to be some familiarity because they just played a team very similar in style in K-State. Thank you, everybody, for dropping that type of knowledge in the chat room. I got to give you guys a clap for that. That's what I'm talking about. Peace. What's going on, Weeby? What's going on, Weeby? Welcome to the program. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for being here, my good brother, and supporting the channel, man. I'm excited about the upcoming game this weekend. Let me know that you are in the chat room. They're going against Cincinnati. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be 6-2. They should damn right be 7-2, in my opinion, because I think they're going to beat Cincinnati. However, we can't afford, as I said in the beginning of this podcast, we can't afford for CU to go to sleep and get 2 and come into this game and say, hey, we got it in the bag. No. You put your feet on their neck and you keep your feet on their neck the whole game. Never let off the gas pedal. Let's see. Wild Dog says, please take a moment and smash the like. Yeah, take a moment, everybody, and smash the likes, okay? Take a moment to share the video. You know, you got Facebook, you got your Twitter, whatever you want to put it into. I would definitely appreciate that. And let's put this up here for everybody. So once again, thank you for watching tonight. We're not finished, though. Like and comment on this video when you get a chance. Subscribe to the channel, but you must hit the bell notification so that you get a notice every time I go live on this channel. Share the videos in your social media with your friends. If you are a member of a CU fan group on Facebook or something like that, a football group, drop this video in the football group. I would appreciate that too. Okay, everybody? Just like they appreciate me here.
Prime Sports Media, Mike Lowe's, Prime.
All right, let's get back. Let's get back to it. Let's hear what Coach Prime is saying, and I'm going to get to some other things I want to talk about tonight. And let's go, Coach Prime. Let's hit it.
We got to go get them. We got to go at them. And that's what we plan on doing.
All right. All right. Now, I played that, and I'm telling you, this coach for CU is he is so concerned about our football team, and he should be. He's so concerned, and he should be, about Shedeur, his ability to escape the pocket, as he says, his ability to make the right plays. He just can't get Shedeur out of his brain. He's got Shedeur in the brain, and he's given his coach some concerns. And you know they're going to try to game plan, because he said himself that they want to keep Shedeur from being able to get out of the pocket and make some plays down the field. They want to cut off his passing lanes. They want to disrupt the receivers. He's also noticing how good the receivers are. So you know they're going to try something real. They're going to try some things, but we're going to try them even better, y'all. What y'all think? But let me let you hear what he was saying. He just can't get Shedeur off the brain. And here we go.
The next week it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Now here we are, going into game 8, going and playing a Colorado team that's the same record as us, and a lot riding on the line. I mean, we're both, sitting right there at the top of the conference with a lot at stake. And this is a team that's had made great improvement from last year. And
facts.
I look at the team, and the offense gets a lot of accolades and talked about a lot, as they should. Shedeur's playing at a very, very high level. Travis Hunter, extremely high level. And about 4 other receivers playing at a high level. I mean, they're incredible passing game. And they're hard to defend, they're hard to stop, and they're hard to slow down. And but I do think the defense is getting overlooked a little bit. I think their defense is playing really, really good this year. I think they've played a lot better, as the season has gone. They're a football team that's gotten better. It's what you want.
Wait a minute. I think I've already played this.
We look at the film. I think they're number 1 in sacks. They had a huge game last week against Arizona.
Let me stop that right there. I think I've played that before. Let me get the next video let me get the next one. I know what I did wrong. Let's pull that video out. I just want y'all to hear. I think I played that video already. Apologize for that, because I thought that was the other video that I have that I wanted to display. And let me see. There was another one that I wanted to get oh, here we are. Here we are. All right. I hope this is the one that I want to show you. Let's go back into the other studio and make some things happen. There we go. So I think this is the one that he's going to be adding some more of his concerns. And let's play this right here. And here we go.
Colorado is a totally different beast from the last couple of weeks. You know, the last two teams have been very running back heavy. These guys are going to put 4, maybe 5 receivers out there. How do you plan to try to slow them down?
Yeah, I mean, we got to continue to do the things we've been doing the last few weeks. It's just going to be a different way, right? I mean, you know, we knew the last 3 weeks. I mean, there was 3 outstanding running backs, 3 of the best in the country. And now, you know, you're playing a team that's going to spread you out and try to, you know, get some space out there for those wide receivers. So we got to do a great.
Yeah, they definitely going to spread. They are going to try to spread. That we are going to spread them out, but I think they're not going to be able to stop us, everybody. I don't think Cincinnati has played anybody
recognizing
that
you know,
can play like
formations
us.
and what they're trying to do within those formations, staying on top. You know, they'll hit some plays for sure. They do on everybody, but now we got to get them down. I think that's the big thing, is trying to limit some of those big plays where those guys are catching the ball and running off with it. They have some great speed at it wide receiver.
Let me stop right there. Let me read some things in the chat room. We got Coach Barry in the house. What's going on, Coach? And Coach Barry says, best thing we have a good, let me see. Coach Barry putting some good stuff out there, man. Some good stuff. Good stuff. Coach Barry says, best thing we have going for us is Cincinnati wants us to pass the ball, but we need to run it down their throat. That's what I was saying. We need to smash on them. I think we still got to pass the ball because that's our strength of our team. But I think we need to just run it down their throat. I think we need to do some things to catch them off guard. I'm gonna read it again. Cincinnati wants us to pass the ball, but we need to run it down their throats. But they don't blitz. But this is the thing, though, Coach Barry. This coach that you see on the screens, Coach Scott for Cincinnati, he's very concerned about the fact that they need to get pressure on Shedeur, because he said it over and over again that he notices that Shedeur is at his best when he has time in the pocket, and then he can also be innovative. And we've seen him do this. I think they're very concerned. This could be, and I don't want to sound arrogant here, but this might be, I think, the biggest win potentially. I don't want to be cocky, but this could potentially be the biggest win for CU this season so far. If they could beat Arizona 34-7, obviously this is a better team, at least by their record so far. But I think we can do some damage, especially at home in our crowd. And, you know, guys are focused. And what we're hearing that's coming out of the camp down there in Colorado is that the defense is getting better, y'all. The defense is getting better every week. They're making adjustments. Guys are gaining more confidence. This is where I really like it. It's our defensive line that's also setting the tone. What do you all think about that? The defensive line is setting the tone right now, along with linebackers who have already been setting the tone. And another thing too, the best thing that happened to this team was the hiring of Robert Livingston, let's give it up, as defensive coordinator. All right. This man right here, coming over from Michigan or Charlotte or wherever the different teams he's played for, this guy right here, Hill Green, has made a world of difference. Last week, had we forgotten that Okalula Samuel, the defensive end, number 93, he came in last week and got 2 sacks. Have we forgotten that BJ Green is starting to show why he is a highly touted defensive end that will make it to the next level, coming over from Arizona State? And everybody remember that this young man that you're looking at actually played for Coach Prime as a youth. Okay? Have we forgotten the way he's been playing? Have we forgotten that Will Shepherd is coming alive? I don't think there's anybody that's going to be able to stop him. I expect Will Shepherd to have a good game. I don't think they will be able to match up with him very well. I think that CU is a matchup nightmare for this team, which is why their coach is talking the way he's talking, everybody. Let's hear some more. yakety yak.
Receiver, there's not just one guy you have to worry about. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there across the board.
See what I mean?
You know, and somebody's going to get singled up. And so,
See?
you know, we got to do a great job of doing that. We also, you have to mix it up on Shedeur. You know, I think if you just allow him to sit in that
See?
pocket, he's going to kill you.
What
you
did I
know,
just
so
say?
you have to be able to do some things to maybe try to get him off the spot. He does a great job when he does get flushed out of the pocket of keeping his eyes up down the field and having some big
Like
plays.
that.
He believes in
Keeping-
his receivers. And so, you know, we got to do a great
What did I just say, y'all? This man is having nightmares about Shedeur as I speak right now. There's a picture of Shedeur with the ball in hand, looking down the field to get the ball right where it needs to be. And Coach Scott is scared out of his pants. Now, maybe this is reverse psychology he's doing by saying good things about Shedeur and the team as a way to motivate, as I said before, to motivate his players to get off their ass and play some football. Nah, I think he's sincerely concerned, everybody. What do you think about it? We got Ed Houston coming in saying, if you are scared, then just say you're scared. 5% says, I think Arizona State would have what? Would have, maybe that message is gone. I don't know. Jabba's in the house saying, if we can stop the run, get some pressure, and get QB2 at least 3 seconds, it's over. James Blackburn says, be balling. Wow, you guys are coming in strong. Highway Master. Buff stay mad. Right on. I'm going to chop it up now. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear their coach again, because whether he's trying to see you up to hype his player, I don't know. I think he's genuinely concerned. He even made statements about Shedeur when Shedeur he made a statement where he said Shedeur has been playing with that football since he was a little kid, so he knows what he's doing. This man is I think their coach is concerned. I think it's a very legitimate concern. But right now, let me see what we got right here. Do we have a super chat coming in from Coach Barry? Coach Barry gave me a $10 super chat from Coach Barry. Cincinnati's not a team that blitzes. They run. Now, let's listen to the coach right now. Thank you for adding this to our show tonight. Coach Barry says, Cincinnati is a team that blitzes. They run a 3-man front with a man-to-man in the backfield. They know they can't play with them. So they're running a 3-4 defense. Can anybody confirm that in the chat room? Is Cincinnati Bearcats running a 3-4 defense? Is that what we're talking about right now? Or are they playing a 3-3-5? What do you call that? A 3-5 stack or whatever they call that defense where they stack that same defense that Nebraska runs, that 3-3-5 stacks or whatever it's called. Are they running that, or are they running a traditional 3-4 defense, Coach Barry? Break that down a little bit more for us, sir. I like when everybody is getting involved in the show. I want to start doing more shows like this. That's why I ask these questions, because I want you all to be more involved in this pre-game video. Let's see. Dwayne says 7-7. And everybody saying hi to Peggy. Peggy, thank you for coming in. Dan says Louisville trash in the house. Louisville trash in the house. What's going on here? Okay, we got the beautiful Miss Nina O. We got Sister O in here. She says it is reverse psych. Thank you. Check this out. I work in mental health. And that's why I kept saying that. I think that he's doing reverse psychology too, but I also think I think it comes out of him being scared of knowing what he's dealing with this CU team and how dangerous they are. And so he has to sort of figure out a way, let me kill them with kindness, so to speak. You're right on it, sister. It is reverse psychology. Cincinnati is going to try and make a statement. CU must play like it is a championship game. Let's go. Right. They can't have a letdown. What's going on, Pretty Minnie? She comes in and she says it's definitely reverse psych. See, the ladies, the ladies know what's going on here. Y'all didn't, that's why I threw that out. Could it be reverse psych? That's probably what how I should have said it in the first place, but y'all know where I'm going here. I think it's a little bit of gamesmanship on his hand for him to keep talking them up like this, and he's kissing Shador's butt because I got to see it honest. I mean, let's just hear this one more time.
And somebody's going to get singled up, and so we got to do a great job of doing that. We also you have to mix it up on Shador. I think if you just allow him to sit in that pocket, he's going to kill you. So you have to be able to do some things to maybe try to get him off the spot. He does a great job when he does get flushed out of the pocket of keeping his eyes up down the field and having some big plays. He believes in his receivers. And so, we got to do a great job if he does get out of the pocket of trying to have somebody to contain that.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you all a football question here tonight. I'm really having a good time with you all tonight. When he says that we have to keep Shador contained, do you think that they're going to put a spy on Shador, meaning a linebacker who's going to spy him? Because I think who did that I think UCF tried that against CU too. Do you think they're going to have a particular linebacker? I'm going to name the linebackers. Could it be this man, Bartland? Number 7 is one of their top linebackers. Could it be Thomas, the other linebacker, number 22? Will one of these guys spy on him? What do you all think? Are they going to spy? Because I feel like the coach is telling you what his game plan is. Or maybe he's doing, once again, he's running game. What do you all think? Colorado undefeated running the ball. Right. Thank you, 5%. If you notice the formula, when CU runs the football and they're more balanced with the passing game and running game, every game that they've done that in, that they've done well with running, they have won the game. Every game where they've gotten away from running the ball, where they just remain one-dimensional, they lose. Very good point. Very good point. Let me see what Dwayne is saying here. I hope he does not listen to the coach. Just run the ball if they rush 3. Interesting. I like your thoughts right there. 24/7 watching, but only 112 like. Yeah, everybody that's watching, please hit the likes. It helps the video to move through the algorithm so that it can be recommended to other people to watch this program. Please do that. We're trying to have a good time here. And I have a lot of respect for all the other content creators. I mean, we're all producing content. This is like our individual pep rallies to get us focused and pumped up for this week's game. Please share the video, but please like the video so that the algorithms on YouTube will recommend the video to more people. And I appreciate that. But there was somebody I wanted to read their message. Kenneth, what's going on? Kenny, what's going on, brother? Pat Shermer won't fall for it. Colorado will mix it up with the run. Thank you. So you're saying they're not going to fall for it. Let's go to Wild Dog here. Wild Dog says it starts and ends with the trenches. He said that yeah. I think football always ends in the trenches, always begins. If we dominate the trenches like we did a week ago, game's over. But see, this is the thing, though, Wild Dog, and you've been noticing this too, and everybody's been noticing this. The defense is getting better. Let me, once again, let's pay respect. We've got Bentley, right? We know what he's capable of doing, right? We've got the young man Walker McNeil. Walker had a press conference today. That young man is going to be great for us. He's still a young player. He's going to get better. We've got Shadozi right here, right? We got guys like DJ McKinney at cornerback, guys like Sigmund Craig, right? Cam, as we call him. Shallow, when he's focused and he's making plays and wrapping people up, dominant things can happen, right? Stottlemyre, they've got to definitely keep making packages for him to come into the game and do what it is that he's capable of doing. Let's not sleep on linebackers like Hill, Okalola, the Okalola Samuel, defensive end, number 93. We saw what he was able to do a week ago. I think the defense is becoming the image of the team right now. I mean, what do you all think? I think if those guys continue to play at the level that they're playing, there's no stopping us, everybody. There's no stopping us.
It's a big challenge. I don't know any which way you slice it. I mean, it's a big challenge to try to slow them down and to try to limit what they can do. I do feel like, again, they will get some plays on us, but we got to try to get them down and get them where we can play defense again. I think that's where our defense has done a good job. We've given up some yards this year, but once we get them down, we've done a good job of holding the field.
So he's basically saying that once they give up yards, Cincinnati, he's admitting that Cincinnati gives up yards, but once they give up those yards and they're able to settle themselves down, they're able to be effective against teams. But they haven't played anybody like CU. Let me show you. Let me see. So let's look at their record. Compare it to what we've done so far. Side to side, everybody. Side to side comparison. Here we go. Here we go. Cincinnati's last 5 games. So against Arizona State, they won 24-14. Against UCF, they beat UCF 19-13, but we beat UCF 48-21. Okay? Let me see if there's any other similar teams. They played against the University of Houston. They basically beat University of Houston 34-0. I don't know if University of Houston is really that good this year. They lost a lot of guys from the transfer portal, and as you know, we have a few of them on our team. Wow, if you look at all of our wins, we really have, we've been very competitive. Remember the Baylor game went into overtime. We beat Baylor 38-31. We beat CSU 28-9. They were talking all that crap. Remember, we stuffed them real good. Okay, they beat Miami of Ohio. That's a smaller program, 27-16. So, I still don't think that they've played anybody the quality of our of Colorado. What do you all think? I don't think they've played anybody the quality of Colorado. Once again, for people that are coming into the program a little late tonight, I put this up earlier in the broadcast. This is the matchup predictor. According to ESPN analysis, they have us beating this team at 68.4% overwhelmingly, and 31.6% for the other football team, in this case, Cincinnati. Now, Kenneth, thank you for sending me the $10 Cash App. Let me find you real quick, my brother. Let's find you real quick in the chat room. You sent me a Cash App, which I appreciate. You sending me that Cash App, a $10 Cash App. Oh, we got Angel Eyes in the house. She says, I like the video. Thank you, sister. Okay. Our blitz team, Bentley, Okalola, BJ, and Hill Green, Cameron, Shallow, Keaton, McCoy, Amari, Shadozi. Yeah, those guys are playing good football. We got DC Legacy in the house who says the secret weapon on defense is number 3 Hood. Now, when you talk about number 3 Hood, how many of you, if you go back and look at a video on my channel, I did a video about Colton Hood. and how in all those videos in practice, he kept getting interceptions. He kept knocking balls down. He has a knack for getting his hands on the football. This kid right here that you just spoke of, Colton Hood. I'm pumped up tonight. I'm excited about the game coming up this Saturday. It's going to be a late night game. Colton Hood, who played at Auburn, every time you saw him in practice, because I did a video on him and I played some footage of him doing his thing, and he's always getting his hands on the ball. He's always in the right spot, in the right place. Kenneth, I want to thank you for the $10. Brother Kenneth Paul, thank you, Brother Paul, for the $10 Cash App that you sent to the program tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat.
I really appreciate that. But yeah, this is the man, Colton Hood, who's getting better every week. I wouldn't be surprised if Colton Hood makes another big play in this upcoming game Saturday night. What do you all think? Let's see. Ed said this: CU is good for 3 to 4 more wins, if not all 5 remaining. Ed, I think if the defense continues to play at the level that they've been playing and getting better, and I think if the offense can continue running the ball with mixing in the passing game and spreading teams out but running the ball, I think they're capable of beating any of these teams in the Big 12 when everything is clicking on all cylinders.
Tell the truth.
Woo! What's going on, Alicia? Good to see you tonight. I'm glad you came over. Thank you for all your support as always. She's been rocking with me for a long time. She follows me on my other channel, The Information Man Show. Isaiah is in the house saying this: you forgot the shutdown corner, Colton Hood. No, I haven't forgotten him. I just talked about him. Yeah, he's really good. And the question is, how does the coaching staff, Coach Prime and Robert Livingston, how do they get him into the mix on the defense? What type of packages do they create for him? We're going to have to wait and see this upcoming Sunday. What type of packages do they truly create? DC Legacy Group Financial says the secret weapon is defensive. Number 3 Hood. I bet he finally gets a pick 6 this game. And I think August Dave will have more confidence. I think he played well last week. He got a lot more carries. You saw how he was breaking tackles last week a few times. He was moving people a few times last week. So I definitely think good things are very, very possible. $10 super chat from Coach Barry. Thank you again. Okay, so Coach Barry said this: Keaton Wade had 2 sacks. He's gonna redshirt, but can play 3 more. Yeah, I think what's the policy? You can let your players play what 4, 5, or 6 games. You can only play they can only play a certain amount of games, and then you can redshirt them. So it looks like he's gonna play a couple more games because he talked about that in the press conference this week on Tuesday, and then they're gonna redshirt him. I think CU can afford to do this, everybody. What do you all think? Because their team is so more deep this year. Who do we have coming in here? We got Capital BG. What's going on? AW is in the house. AW says, I think the coaches should show just how many different groups that they can put on the field and still make big plays. Yes.
Tell the truth.
James Blackburn says Shallow will snap this weekend. Shallow will snap this weekend. As in, he's going to go off. He's going to have a great game. Give us a little bit more details in that, my good brother, James Blackburn. Let me see right here. Capital BG says what they need is a leading Big 12 team to take some of the L's, and they continue to win. Offense will score. Defense got to win the game. Very interesting. Let me see what my man play with. Okay, play well. Okay, so James Blackburn is saying he wants to see them play well, meaning they got to play better. DC Legacy Group says red shirt 4 games, but all red shirts can play in any postseason game. Okay, including the bowl games, playoff, and championship games. Okay, I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some deep dive research on some of that stuff too. Shiloh will play well this weekend. Sorry about that. Okay, thank you, my brother. Now, okay, so everybody, I see what the 4s are. Everybody that put the 4s in there, from pretty mini to capital B, they said that there's 4 games. So you're saying that you can play a player 4 games in the season, and then you can't play him any more games if you plan to redshirt him. If you're going to redshirt him, he can't play in any more games. He can't go past 4. Thank you, everybody, for that information.
Tell the truth.
Brother Kenneth Paul says no, but K-State plays Iowa State. So let me see this. Let's go back into the little map that I have here. Check this out, everybody. Boom. Check this out. I know you could probably see it a little bit here. Check this out. Depending on if you're looking at me on a desktop or a tablet, check this out. Iowa State. So I think you're right. If some of these other teams start to lose games, like Iowa State is 4-0, that's their Big 12 record. If Iowa State loses a game or start losing more games, right? If, let's see, some of these other teams, Texas Tech lose a game. Kansas State, who we should have beaten, let's hope that Kansas State loses a game this weekend. Let's see Kansas State go 3-2, right? All those things can help, right? Colorado simply beating 3-1 Cincinnati is going to put us in a different stratosphere, everybody. Like I said, if everything would have went well for CU, they should be actually 7-1 right now, y'all. Can y'all imagine? But right now, even 6-2. What I mean by 7-1 is I think if they would have beat Kansas State, they've already beat Arizona, and I believe they're going to beat Cincinnati. They would be 7-1, looking really good, right? Now, the reality is that they're 3-1. If they beat Cincinnati, they're 3-1. I'm talking about in conference. I'm talking about in conference play. If they beat Cincinnati, they'll be 4-1 in conference play, and they'll be 6-2 overall. If they had to beat Kansas State and beat it, I mean, anything is possible. We just have to see how it all works itself out, y'all. We'll have to see how it all works itself out. I really appreciate everybody's statements in the chat room. Let's go to another video for Coach Prime. I want y'all to hear another clip from him. So let's go back in here and hear another clip. This is going to be, I think, a great clip. Coach Prime, as he's talking about Jordan Seaton, who I'm really impressed with. Jordan Seaton's going to get better. He's gaining more confidence with this team. But let's hear Coach Prime. Check this out.
That he don't need to be great. He just needs to be him. And having veterans around him, upperclassmen, that can mold him and take him to the next level. Then having the tremendous friendship and relationship that he has with Shador, which he's invested. Like, not only do I not want to play bad and give up a sack, but I don't want them to touch my boy. That's a whole different thought process. So I'm glad and I'm thankful that he chose us. God bless his uncle, who played a vital role into helping him make that wonderful decision.
Talking about
but Jordan
Seaton.
he's exactly who we thought he would be, and then some, especially in the classroom and off the field, in his practice habits.
I want to say this. I concur what Coach Prime is saying, that Jordan Seaton is a class act. This young man is only a freshman, which means he's going to get better. He's going to get stronger. Coach Barry says this, everybody: BYU and Iowa State have 2 losses a game. Have 2 losses. Yeah, that's right. BYU got upset by, yeah, that's right. Wait a minute. Maybe my, let me see. I'm going to have to update my, wait a minute. Thank you for saying that, Coach Barry. I'm going to have to update my whatchamacallit here. Let me see. So you're saying BYU, let me see. You said that BYU, Iowa State is going to beat Kansas State, but we need Iowa State and BYU to lose games. Oh, you're talking about the possibility of them losing. BYU and Iowa State have to lose a game. Yeah, they have to lose a game. So my standard right here is up to date. They have to lose games. Yeah, right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But see, most important though, Coach Barry and everybody listening, I just think that CU, the coaches, the players, the team overall, all they got to do is worry about who's on their schedule, beat those teams, win those games, and when they win those games, it'll all fall in the right favor for them. So instead of worrying about what teams are losing and all of that, and I understand how that mathematically can help CU, I'm more concerned that CU beats the teams that are in front of them, because what if those teams don't lose, right? Or at least one of them don't lose a lot of games, right? So we can hope on that, but we gotta focus on CU doing what it has to do up front and personal. But good point there.
Hi, Coach. Adam Ulster, Tiger 24/7 Sports. Just hoping for an update on Travis and how he's doing and kind of how this week looks for him.
Travis is better than last week. I think he'll have more productivity because he's feeling much better than last week. You could just tell with his little giddy up and the way he goes about life, a little more pep in his step today. I think he did some conditioning today for sure to make sure he's on point with his conditioning, because he never tires, and we want to keep that what it is. But I think he will certainly contribute a lot more than he did a week ago because he's healthier.
All right, everybody. So you heard what Coach Prime had to say right there. Excuse me for the interruption. But let me just play this piece right here.
Life, a little more pep in his step today. I think he did some conditioning today for sure to make sure he's on point with his conditioning, because he never tires, and we want to keep that what it is. But I think he will certainly contribute a lot more than he did a week ago because he's healthier.
All right. So I'm happy to hear this news. Let me commentate on it. I'm happy to hear this news that I said this earlier in the beginning of this podcast tonight, that it seems that Travis is getting more healthy. He'll play better, hopefully. I think he'll play better because Coach Prime is saying that he looks a lot better in his conditioning. He did some conditioning this week. So if he's looking better in the eyes of the players, the coaches, the position coaches, then we can see that we're going to see a Travis Hunter that looks like the Travis Hunter that we're used to, a guy who flies around, a guy that makes plays, a guy that's dominant on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. That's what we're talking about, everybody. I really appreciate everybody that's watching the podcast tonight. But before I get ready to get out of here pretty soon, let me let you hear from Jordan Seaton himself, which I thought was just a little small clip from him. And I thought that the young man is the real deal for us at that left tackle spot. He's going to get better. And think about this again. He's only a freshman, y'all. He's going to get better. He's going to get more dominant. He's going to be a threat at that left tackle spot, and he's going to be protecting somebody. I mean, we know he's going to be protecting Shedeur this year, but any quarterback that they get after Shedeur is going to be in good hands with someone like Jordan Seaton. Let's hear what he has to say.
Really good ball the last couple weeks. I mean, how much do you feel like your confidence is growing with each game here in your freshman season?
Confidence has been starting in practice, going against those guys who, getting 7 sacks in a game. They really push me every single day, and I feel like I haven't faced anybody that's as good as those guys in practice.
Brian Howe from Below the Camera.
Good.
We saw a lot of guard rotation the other day. How does that affect you when there's somebody different next to you from series to series or quarter to quarter?
I don't feel like it affects me at all because I just make sure that I handle my job. I think it's actually kind of good because sometimes when guys get tired, they start to lose those techniques. They start to lose those communication skills that I value in pass pro and run games. And I feel like bringing in somebody that's keeping them fresh and keeping them ready to go, I feel like it's a good idea.
Ron Scholes from Ralphie Report. I was just curious if you could speak to how much this group has grown and improved over the last 7 games.
Yeah, every game for us has been a growing point. As far as like offensive line that I could speak of, having those tough tribulations and trials in the beginning, I feel like that kind of made us realize that when we in practice and we have those hard days where it's like, maybe I don't want to do it, you got to do it because then in the game, you have to do it.
He's absolutely right. There's days when you say, hey, I don't feel like doing it, but you got to do it. He's learning. Jordan Seaton is getting a great lesson in his first year, and he's gaining a great work ethic. And another thing that's important is that he's got a lot of times you get these freshman linemen who come in and they don't have anyone to really learn from. In this case, he's learning from some guys on this offensive line that are veterans, that have been around a little bit. This is going to pay dividends for Jordan Seaton. You'll see.
We're going to lose,
Hey, Jordan. Nikki Edwards, Hughes Sports Report. Just curious, how has this year lived up to your expectations on what you had maybe preseason?
Like my expectations? Yeah. My expectations were high for me personally, so everybody said I did a good job last game. I feel like I didn't really play my best personally. I still got a lot to work on, and my expectation is ultimately the league be the first tackle off the board. So whatever comes with that, I'm gonna have to work for it. I don't really set in season goals because then you get comfortable and then there's that guy who's hungry and then he just kills you.
Hey Jordan, Pat Graham, Associated Press. What's it like to pass block for someone who can make things happen in the pocket?
I actually like having Shedeur back there. He helps me in my pass rush a lot. Sometimes you got a lot of quarterbacks who are eager to get out the pocket, which can ultimately change the rest of the defense. And I feel like he's calm, he's settled, and having a calm quarterback makes me more calm. So I feel like, it's like Mike and Ike with me and Shedeur. So I appreciate him. I appreciate him.
Hey, Jordan.
All right. So that's Jordan Seaton. I just wanted to play a little bit of that tonight. Young man is going places, great talent, great skills. I'm looking forward to this upcoming game this Saturday because they win this game and they go 6-2. Now it puts them in a whole different stratosphere, and we're going to see how the Big 12 shuffles around. Now, what you were saying, Coach Barry, this is where that does come into effect. If they win their game, and then the other teams lose their games, it all evens out, right? It all comes out in the wash for them in a positive way, which is why they just need to focus on taking care of the teams that are in front of them, beating them soundly, winning these games, building more confidence, and shutting these naysayers up, I would say. Let's go into the chat room real quick before I call it a crescendo for tonight. Appreciate you all. Dwayne says, let me see. Championship game is the only way can save them. Good point.
Tell the truth.
Let's go over to Wow Dog saying this. How you win or lose matters. So cuz just needs to dominate. Yeah, dominate.
Tell the truth.
Okay. Kenneth Paul says UCF will take care of BYU this weekend. So Brother Paul, you under your estimation, you see UCF beating BYU. That would be great because that definitely would help. Like Coach Barry said in the beginning, if they lose, these other teams lose, it could help. And which is true. I just once again feel like, again, CU's got to worry about what they got to do, and then we'll figure out the rest with how these other teams lose. And guess what, Brother Paul and Brother Coach Barry, I want those other teams to lose too, just like you. I want them to lose too, man. You best to believe that. What's going on, K Lordy? All love from Cincinnati. Oh, you from Cincinnati? We both were we both was expected to be at the bottom of the Big 12. Now look, I appreciate what you just came in and said. Cincinnati and Colorado were both two teams that nobody thought would be where they are in the Big 12 right now. Now, I respect your statement there. But I'm afraid, Kay Lorder, I'm afraid that I need CU to beat your team. Because I believe that we're a team of destiny at this moment. And so I'm sorry I got to say that to you, but I appreciate you coming over and dropping that statement in there like you did. Thank you.
Tell the truth.
Wild Dog says, I've got nothing but praise for any true freshman who has earned a snap. Same here, brother. Nothing but respect. Ed says this very humble kid. Yeah, very humble. I love him. I'm glad that he's not cocky. He's not getting in no trouble, no nonsense. I think he made a good decision coming. He said he came to see you because he wanted to go somewhere and start something new. He didn't, and then he said he didn't like. Remember when he had that press conference and he was telling us how the other coaches and other teams, how they were talking mess shit about CU, how they was talking down about CU and Coach Prime. Oh yeah, he spilled some good beans for us, y'all. Sister O said this. Let me see what she's saying here. Prime Sports Media, that was funny. I know it was funny. I know. Look. But don't y'all remember that he spilled those? Ed, did you remember he spilled them beans? He talked about, because I had did a video on this channel talking about how other coaches are hating on him. And y'all all saw this, and you had the haters talking about, oh, you making up stories. This ain't true. Oh, you making up conspiracies. Now everybody hating on y'all. And then when you have a young man like Jordan Seaton, who was being heavily recruited by everybody, told us that when he met with these teams, they were saying vicious things about CU and Coach Prime. Now let's tell the truth on that one.
The truth.
And shame the devil. Now y'all know it's the truth. Let's see. Dwayne said this. Great pickup by Prime, showing other freshmen ahead. Don't listen to those. Yeah, don't listen to the noise. Right. Don't listen to the noise. Let me see. Jabba says Cincinnati coach is scared. He's been watching the film. Yeah, he's scared. Now, I done told y'all and I done showed y'all this man is scared. I didn't prove that tonight, but he also might be running a little bit of a game on us with the reverse psychology. Now, let me bring up something else tonight before I end tonight's podcast. Now, I was listening. I forgot. It's a brother. I'm going to give him credit. There's a brother on YouTube. He has a YouTube channel, and I think he focuses on USC. USC is the team that he follows. And you know USC is having a lot of problems right now, right? He's making a prediction. He said that, and you all probably know this already, put sevens in the chat room if you know this already, because I know it's coming through social media. He says that this man right here, Julian Lewis, is supposed to be showing up, allegedly, maybe this is true, tell me if I'm wrong or right, that Julian Lewis is showing up this Saturday night at the game in Folsom to see CU play. Remember, SC is not playing well right now, y'all. That's the team that we've been told that he's highly, highly being recruited by, right? That Coach Riley's got it all in the bag. That's what we've been told. That he's got this young man all in the bag, right? Right here. Look at that. Coach Riley at USC, that he's got it all wrapped in the bag. And I've been saying to y'all on this channel, as everybody else, and I did a video, that I have a feeling that there's a strong possibility that Juju is coming to CU. Things are going weird at USC. Hell, because there's another thing. He has a relationship with Riley, right? Coach Riley. But if he gets fired, because USC is just like Alabama and any of these other big programs, they'll fire your ass. If he gets fired in the middle of the season, because if USC continues to have more problems, could they get rid of Riley? And if they get rid of Riley, who is a guy that he has a relationship with, could that change Juju's mind not to want to go to USC? And remember, Juju's father loves Coach Prime, y'all. Loves him. So let's come back over here. Put sevens in the chat room if you are aware of this, that he's supposed to be showing up this weekend to watch them play against Cincinnati. And I'm hearing from the grapevine that if he is showing up this weekend, if this is in fact true, if it's true, tell me in the chat room right now if this is all facts and no cap here, that Colorado CU is going to roll out the big red carpet for Julian Lewis. It's a fact. James Blackburn says 7. Ed Houston says 7. Coach Barry comes back in and says, yes, sir, Kenneth. Jabba, J-A-A-B-E-R, says 7-7. Wow Dog says, I'm from Louisville and live in Dallas. Okay, Lord, lots of love for CP all over. So this ain't just no fiction. The young man's coming to town this Saturday. He'll be there in Folsom Field. And I'm saying again, there's opportunity for us to get this young man. I would love for us to get him, because what I'm hearing is that people saw Juju as just a pocket quarterback, but I'm hearing that he's making some improvement in his game, that they're seeing things that he's doing in his high school season that's fantastic, that he's improving in certain areas. I'm hoping that they get him, because if they get him, he can start, plug him in, get him connected with the Miller brothers. You know the Miller brothers. I talked about it. Draylon Miller, Amarion Miller, Cam. They have that young man Cam that they recruited. They got some talent on this team. Coach Prime is building something while the haters just look from the outside in and continue to try to hate, but he's building something fantastic.
Tell the truth.
So I'm looking forward to this game this weekend. Tell me how you feel about the game. Make sure when you get a chance that you leave a comment on this video, share this video on all your social media, because we want to get the word out about this channel. We want to get the word about CU, what's going on. We want to build the audience up here forward and forward. I appreciate you all. Let's go back into the chat room one more time before I end the night. Ed Houston says, wow, to brother Wow Dog. He says, fact. We got Keith, who says, Baby 2 is coming back real soon. Baby 2 is coming back real soon. I was wondering who would be Colorado's quarterback next year. I'm hoping, Dwayne, I'm just gonna keep it real with you, young brother. I'm hoping that it's Juju. That is Julian Lewis, who I just presented to you all. I'm hoping that it's him. But then again, let me do something else. Wait a minute, y'all. And thank you, Alicia. I see you in the audience. I haven't forgotten about you, my dear sister. You've been rocking with me for a long time. This young man right here. This was a post that was put out there on Twitter, on X. Colorado Buffs are targeting 5-star quarterback out of Dunksville, Texas, right? Mr. Young man by the name of Russell, the 6'3", 180-pound quarterback is currently committed to Alabama in the 2025 class. Coach Shermer visited this young man at his high school last week. Now, this post was put out sometime back, right? This post was put out like a week ago. I think about a week or 2 weeks ago, right? So this is another young man that they're also targeting. If you weren't aware, I just made you aware. Even though he's made a commitment to, he's saying he's gonna go to Alabama. You know these commitments can change. Until these young men sign a letter of a letter of intent to play football for your school, nothing is a guarantee. They can always change their mind. But I think we got a good chance of getting this young man right here, Juju. Let's go back in here. What did I want to do? Let's see. Let's read some more thoughts. Okay. DC Legacy Group says, I'm hoping Ponder. He's dope. If Juju comes and gets the start, they will lose Ponder. Which quarterback is better? So you like Ponder. Okay, who's better? I want to know who you think is better. Is it Ponder or is it Juju? What do you think, Wild Dog? Before I get ready to get out of here. Duncanville is an elite high school program. They played DeSoto last week, which is also an elite high school program. So if they elite high school program, Wild Dog, that means they get the best of the best, which means that young man, Russell, must be the real damn deal. Wow. Coach Barry sent me another super chat, which I really appreciate this, Coach Barry. Much respect to you. He says this, Juju and another USC commit is said to be at CU game Saturday. Juju put CU logo on a picture on his X page. Woo! Hallelujah. Woo! Hey, man, look. Coach Barry, what you just put in the chat room that I finally read, and thank you for that super chat again.
Thank you for the super chat.
What you just wrote there is like music to my ears. I hope that he commits. But then we got somebody saying that there's another quarterback out there by the name of Ponder. The question is, who's better? Now, we know that Juju is one of the top-ranked quarterbacks in the country, if not the best quarterback in the country. You get Juju, you can plug him in and play. You get Juju. After losing Shador in the draft, you won't miss a step with bringing Juju in. That's what I'm talking about. You get Shador moving on the NFL, baby. Woo! All right. He's moving on to the NFL along with the one in Deer, Travis Hunter, moving on to the NFL. Moving on, right? Coming a long way out of Jackson State and stuff like that. And you get them moving on to the NFL, and then you bring in somebody like Juju to fill the void, to step in and take over. Or will it be the young man from Danville, right? We'll see what's going to happen, y'all. I'm very excited about the whole process of the offseason because I think they're going to be better. Even though they're going to miss Shador, I think they're still going to be a good team if they can get a top-rated quarterback in here. and keep building the talent and keep building that talent up. What do y'all think? Let me see. Ponder's not playing because Shador, but I will take the. Oh, you talking about Ponder? You talking about the quarterback that's on the team? Oh, you talking about the guy that they already have on the team that's behind shit? I know who you're talking about. I think I know who you're talking about. Terry, what's going on? He put 7s in there. Terry, thank you for coming over. Thank you for coming over, sir. I appreciate that. Let me see. Folks, I think it's time for me to get on out of here. It's late for all of us. Yeah, you have to also think about the University of Indiana wants him too. Juju, they're trying to also, yeah, they are trying to get him. But I think if I'm telling you, if CU continues to win football games and win this weekend, right? I mean, there was some talk that Auburn was another team that he was looking at, along with Indiana, like you said. They just have to make the right impression on him this weekend to see if they can flip him over. We'll see. You know, we're dealing with young men that are trying to figure out what they want to do in life. You know, we'll see how this all plays out. Yes, CU's chasing Ponder now too, and Juju sees this, and that's why he's coming to CU game, because now the pressure is on, and the Buffs. Yep.
Tell the truth.
Okay, Wild Dog says this: Juju may be best fit, but not the only option. Wade brother will stick together. Staying for the develop. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I hear exactly what you're saying. James Blackburn puts a 7 in there. DC Legacy says this is Juju 5th visit. So he's visited 5th time. Wow. Well, everybody, I don't think I have anything else for you tonight. Let me look at my notes, make sure I didn't forget anything that I wanted to add to this podcast tonight. No, I think I've done everything that I can do. So with that said, everybody, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you all for watching tonight. Tell somebody that you love them. Hug somebody that you care about. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell and notification. Share the video. And hopefully we're looking for a win this Saturday. And it's going to be a late night game. So let me just let everybody know, if I don't do a live stream after they win that game on Saturday, I think they can win the game. If they win the game Saturday, it's going to be late night. If I don't go live that late night, I'll do a post video either that Sunday or that Monday. I think either way, I'll do a post video after, okay? If I can't go live that night. So, everybody have a great night. Tell somebody that you love them. Thank you.
When awake, I'm seeing nightmares. Sleeping, you are right there, like you never left. And I am hoping that you might care. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when I feel like I could trust? Yeah, now I'm on a chase for the same shit. I hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but I'm surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up my homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 to me, nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 to me, nah, 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 right now. I wonder if you're social lately. I wonder if you're always fucking sober or emotional roller coaster, barely coasting, hardly coping. Wanna call me, but you never push that motherfucking button. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when you feel like you can trust? Yeah, now you wanna chase for the same shit. You hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but you're surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up your homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. Been a minute since I woke up feeling sober. When awake, I'm seeing nightmares. Sleeping, you are right there, like you never left. And I am hoping that you might care. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when I feel like I could trust? Yeah, now I'm on a chase for the same shit. I hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but I'm surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up my homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. I wonder if you're social lately. I wonder if you're always fucking sober or emotional roller coaster, barely coast and hardly cope and wanna call me, but you never push that motherfucking button. Change on me. What about us? What about the times when you feel like you can trust? Yeah, now you wanna chase for the same shit. You hear the sirens in the lake and wanna chase them. Beauty on the out, but you're surrounded by the fake shit. Beasts in a maze. Sing about freedom like a bird in a cage. That's a whole different pain. Calling up your homies and it's hard to explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now. Staying on my mind on the usual. Wanna call you up like we used to do. Tell you all the things I could do for you. Nah, 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 right now.
Sports Media. Tell the truth.